Oh, it's a new series of me building what I fancy. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Right, welcome back everyone. Might get the fucking gentleman custard out the way. My name's Paul, this is Marlow Studios. This is a brand new build series. It's one I'm doing off the cuff. And the reason is because I made this for myself. I made myself a cheeky little black Limba Rev Star. Super light, super simple, and I made it to put my special Wave P90s in that Mr. Warman sent me. And I absolutely love it, and I've had loads and loads and loads of questions about it. Is there a build series? Is there a video series? No, there isn't. But I thought, it's had quite a lot of interest. Let's do something similar and raffle it off. So this is a raffle build series. You can enter the raffle below. The link is below. It'll run for a few weeks. And at the end of it, I think I'm going to give away another prototype guitar as a second place. Possibly. So what's going on differently on this one? I get lots of questions about widdly guitars, things with trems. So this is a trem related build series. And it's also going to be in Limba. Bit like my life in fucking limbo. Come on Dave, sort your life out. Now, this is a Limba body blank that I got online. It's very sexy. It's a little bit heavier than that one, but I think that's fine. This is an offset version, a tweaked version of the PV Wolfgang Music Man thing. It's got a slightly different headstock, slightly different offset body. I've just tweaked it just so we're a little bit different. I've already cut this. I was just going to make this for myself because...
Don't even care.
I like building guitars with the cameras off because it's just relaxing. It's just, you know what I mean? It takes me back to me roots, doesn't it? But I thought, no, fuck it, let's do it proper and then let's do it as a raffle guitar and raise some more money for charity. 50% of the raffle proceeds will go to charity. This is, like the other one, a full Limba neck. This is a very, very light, very dry neck. I've got some black, brown, leopard, ebony, I don't know what that is. It's dark and it's sexy. The inlays on this one I've routed in and filled with resin. I did it with like a glow-in-the-dark resin. Didn't really work because they're not very clear. So I'm going to do something very similar. I've made another template. So on here I've got slightly more rounded corners, so they should be a little bit more tweakerson. So the biggest thing is people want widdlies, and for a prototype ages ago, on the recommendation of many people, I bought a Wilkinson Floyd Rose. Now, lots of people reached out and said that these are really good. And then I've also read online, lots of people say that they're really shit. It seems to me that unless it's Floyd Rose's top money model, people think they're crap. It's in black, so it's a little bit different. I've got some Warman Zebra humbuckers, which are fairly hot and angry, because we'll make this a bit of an angry bitch. I've got some black machine heads. And because it's an angled headstock, I've got lots of opportunity now to start my angled headstock at that very point. I'm most likely going to have to sit this up on a little cheeky block, so I might bind the headstock. I don't know what I'm going to fucking do, to be honest. This is a bit of an afterthought, this is. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I'll put the 5-way super switch from Geiger in this body. We've got plenty of thickness, so we should be fine with that. This is one solid piece. I've not weight relieved it. I've not done any of that jiggery pokery. I'm going to put some nice, sexy carves on it. Really take the piss with them. Huge carve on the back, and I just want to make this thing look a little bit sleek and angry. Is that an exciting build? I think it's going to look very cool. I'm getting right into like the raw wood, easy, just no fucking paint. I like that. I like raw wood. So the first things first, because I've already cut this out and made the body blank and we're all ready to rock and roll, just in case any of you are proper nerdy, I've got 43.84mm, which is fine for our super switches and all that sort of stuff. I can make that work. So I'm just going to get this truss rod fixed in, all right, and all ready to rock and roll. I'll get this glued on, lovely jubbly, and I'll see you back here when we're ready to do the inlays, because I think that's probably the sexiest bit in it. We'll do that in today's episode. Woo! And then once I've got the inlays in, we will talk about doing the lock-in nut, because I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm going to do about that, what I'm going to sit it on, whether it's going to be sexy, whether it's going to be a bit of a workaround, no idea. It's prototype week. Do you want to see the other one that I'm going to give away? Fuck it. So this is the prototype Milo strap made of, this was literally made of offcuts from the workshop, so enjoy that while you can. It is basically a bit of burl oak that I wasn't going to use. It is a maple neck that I've had in stock for ages. It's a rough bit of mahogany body blank that I got out of a mantelpiece in the house. It's got nail holes in it and all sorts. Someone challenged me to mount the pickups and the trem from the rear. It was a bit clunky for me. That didn't really work, which is why we didn't do it on that strap. But this is a complete prototype. It'll have some nice covers on it, so you're not going to see any of that. It's basically just got strap 5-way switch, some Warman pickups, everything's tickety-boo on it, full Geiger hardware. I will probably laser prototype mung bean on the back of it or something silly, and then away it goes. So that is prize number 2. This will be prize number 1. This will be prize number 2. I think that's fair enough, isn't it? So it's a raffle for 2 customs. What an absolute tartlet. 50% of the proceeds of this build are going to be going to Man Down. So anyway, let's do a teeny tiny montage.
One eternity later.
Right, so we're back on with this cheeky little embezzler. I've cut some fret slots. I've made sure this is all nice and parallel, and I have thicknessed my fretboard down. I did have a monumental chip out when I was routering it, which eucalyptus is a bit of a fucker for. Look at the camera, Paul. People want to see your face. Do you remember that fucking episode of Fear Factor many years ago where they had to drink a pint of donkey cum?
Go.
I'll leave the full clip of that at the end. It's a watch. So I've cut myself, it was a digression, wasn't it? I've cut myself a template here. Some people have commented recently, why don't you use the laser cutter to cut all of this onto the fretboards? Now, I'll be honest with you, when I bought the laser cutter, that was my first thoughts. However, dark wood, dark greasy wood, does not like lasers. It absorbs the light. It's a nightmare to cut through it, especially when it starts getting 5, 6, 7 mil thick. And any amount of charring renders it fucking useless. It doesn't work at all. So you can't, it doesn't work that well. It works for like the blonder woods. So I'm just going to manually line up my fret slots. That's about right there. I've used some good quality tape so he's not going to stick down. And I'm going to use the Stumac nubbin. Yes! Out she comes. Out she comes from the nubbin drawer. There she is, look. I love nubbins. Allegedly. Feels like Tito. You'd think he'd shut up now he's dead. I need my milk. Bet you fucking do, mate. On with the ears. I'm basically going to go in quite deep. As deep as this thing will cut it. And then I'm going to fill it with a bit of epoxy. I'm not going to go glow in the dark because I think it's not worth a wank. I'm going to go with glittery white. There you go. I've made a choice. That is the choice I've made. Let's get down and do some cutting. Right, that'll do for that. Smashed it to bits getting the fucking template off, so try not to use too strong a tape pull next time, you absolute piece. Now, we're ready for a bit of epoxy, and I'll show you the glittery shit I've got. Out come me scales. Teeny tiny pots. Glittery glitterer, son. Never used this before. It might be an absolute disaster, but we'll soon see, won't we? I've never got a bit of blue roll ready. I don't know what this is made of. I don't know where I bought it. It's just been in the drawer for ages. I'll put 2 big scoops in. I'm not sure what sort of effect that's going to have, to be honest. I'm going to go for a little squirt of white.
That's what she said.
6 drops of white. Bit more glitter. That would actually make quite a good guitar top. That's a thought for you. Right, I'll put this in. We'll see what it looks like. And I'll see you in the morning.
Three days later.
Right, future editing me, I lost loads of footage. I didn't lose it, I cocked it up. It was terrible. So we're skipping on a little bit. You'll have to forgive me because it's done, innit? And if you complain, you have to fill the form out, and I don't know where those forms are. Right, so when I'm binding like this, I'm going to make my life a little bit easier. I'm going to start off this little bit. I don't know why do I take them off? Just leave them on. I don't want them, but I need them. So it's plutonic. I'm going to CA glue this first bit on. I'm going to go a little bit too far just and trim that off and make it all look pretty after. I'm going to use the heat gun and I'm just going to gently manipulate that corner because it's quite a tight corner on there. And then I'll get them so that they just sit nice. Then I'll tape them. I've got some rubber googly bands. This is what people use, isn't it? They use rubber googlies. Who are these people? So I'm going to use this and wrap it around. I think hopefully that's going to work. Does it work? I don't know. We'll soon find out. I've given this a little bit of love. I'm just going to make sure that it is going to sit nicely. You don't want to be sticking it all on and then realise you fucked it, because that's annoying, isn't it? So we'll CA glue the first bits on. Got a fucking youth club outside. Hopefully you can't hear that. Right, there's CA'd on. Can you see that, Dave? Are you watching? If you heat it up and you try and pull it around a corner and it goes white because you haven't heated it up enough, that's fine. Just pull it round, heat it again, and it will go black. It's like magic. I'm going to cut it just a little bit past where it needs to go. Tape it on. There you go. Probably an easier way of doing that, but fuck it, that'll do. That seems to work all right, actually. I like that. Goes further than you think. Right, acetone and syringe. Get the old smack syringe out. Right, get the old smack syringe out. Oh, fucking hell. Mini Beans is on the needles, look. You absolute boner. Right, we've all seen this bit be done. Get it in. Right, there's somebody at the door. I'll leave this. I'll see you in the morning. Don't go anywhere. Right, yesterday was an absolute disaster, complete disaster, but I've redone it, I've sanded it and everything's had a bit of love. It's looking a little bit better. I've cut some frets, roughly. When you buy Jescar fret wire, it's pre-radius to 12 degrees, so I don't need to do anything to it because this is 14 degrees. It's a 14-degree fretboard. I've never made a flat one before. It's flatter than the back of my kids' heads. Alarmingly flat. So we've got a 14-inch radius. We'll see the episode out with looking at this little doodah, right? The lock-in nut. Now I have had to bind a little bit lower because I need to get a full binding on and everything was a bit thin. This is one of those things where you're making it up as you go along. If I sit that one on there, by the time I've fretted, there's still not a lot on there, right? So I've seen these with all sorts of shims and weirdness going on. So I've got to reduce the size of this down to the bottom of my binding so it looks good and proper, right? And then I'm gonna have to put some sort of shim on there, maybe a dark bit of wood, just to bring this up to the level. But I'm not gonna be able to figure that out until I've got it fretted. I'll run through it really quickly and then we'll just get blasting on that. I've cut them to length all the way up. Make sure you've got a bit of scrappy bit of wood with numbers on it and O's, because you've got to act cleverer than you really are, all right? You need to do your last triple check. Make sure that your slots are all nice and clear. All right, give them a hoover. Make sure you can get in both ends. Everything's tickety-boo. Lovely jubbly. I like to do it in both directions just to make sure you're getting down the edges. Answer. Bear in mind every time you do that, you're widening those slots a little bit. And that's a bit of a pick. Do you want to know something interesting? Let's do a bit of science. Fuck, a bit of science on a Tuesday morning. I think it's Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday morning. Bit of science. Here's the Crimson fret slotting blade. If you cut your fret slots with just this, they tend to be quite tight. 0.46 millimeters, all right? He's a skinny boy. Yeah, 0.46. Let's go and check the blade on me choppy. Fret slotting blade from Radius Dish cuts a much wider slot. I'm going to check that measurement. 0.56, that's better. 0.1 of a mil wider with that blade. Now, that is fine, works brilliant. I'd much rather do it than with that. I find these a little bit too tight. Nothing wrong with being tight, take it while you can. But 0.56, that's fine, but you have to clean that blade. Once you get a bit of dirt around the teeth, and it will get dirty, have I got another one here? 0.54, so it's 0.1 of a mil wider than that. Fuck, it's a long-winded way of measuring a bit of metal, isn't it? These get a bit gummed up, right? They start going a bit dirty around the edge and you'll get some sap and shit on there. And that'll make all the difference. You can easily get 0.1 of a mil of crap. And then if you let that build up, you'll notice that your fret slots start getting a bit loose. If you CA glue in your frets, that's not the end of the world, but you have to keep an eye on it. Radius Dish UK, never spoke to the geezer. Stu MacDougall over there, you need an Imperial mung bean size for your arbor because it's 94/67ths of a codpiece. But over here we're in millimetres because we are savvy. Now I'm going to use my fret tang nipper. I'm going to whip up through all of these and I'm just going to take off a millimetre or so of fret tang, not a lot. All right, that's, I don't know if you can see, can you see that? Are you concentrating, Dave? A little bit there. And then we basically use a file, little V in the bench, little bit of shit there. Use a file, clean them up. Just a little bit more than what you need for the binding. That should be tickety-boo. That's nice and clean. Now it should have a bigger radius on it than the board itself. That should fit nicely in there. All right, it's a little bit over radius. Just tapped it in both ends and then I'll press it in with the fret press. I'll show you that. Simple little process. In it goes with the overpriced fret pressasaurus. Not too much pressure. You don't want to start hearing crunching wood. That's not good. But in it goes. And once that presses in, that is seated beautifully. Look at that. There's just enough grip on there. Jessica's got quite a fat tang. We're coming out with all the sayings today. I love a fat tang. Keeps me going through the winter. So I'm going to do that all the way up now and press them all in. And then we'll be back on this tomorrow. It's exciting, isn't it? 2 seconds. Right, so clearly... I don't normally start at 20 past 8 in the morning. That's fucking early, isn't it? I'll keep my voice down. The school kids outside, they'll know I'm alive. That is what we're looking like. I skipped ahead a little bit. We've got some frets in. They've had a fret level recrown and polish. Blah, 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 blah. I'm probably going to try and do things in different orders soon. Just maybe do a bit of fret work on a fretboard that I've not stuck down. I don't know. I might not. I like that system because it's so easy. That's idiot proof. I've got to cut this last piece out. Let's end the episode on something that I've not done before and could go terribly wrong. Naturally, like I discussed, we've got our lock-in our lock-in nut there. All right, lovely jubby. That's got to go on. Now, I've had to bind lower than where that nut's going to sit. And if I leave it like that, it's going to look utter shitballs, isn't it? Yep. So I need to scallop this out. I've marked that. I've put that on there quite simply and I've scored a nice line so I know what's going to go on. And I need to just chop this out as low as that binding. Fairly accurately, get it close. I'm going to do it on the chop saw. You can't hold that square because it's not square, Trevor. It's not square. So what I've done is I've marked this on here and I know that that is square and parallel to that line. So I can put that on the saw. Oof, technical, isn't it? And I can just move it along and we can whittly that out. I'll do it bit by bit, teeny tiny cuts. I'm taking the piss out of Mrs. Richards for calling things teeny tiny. And I'm saying the same thing. Teeny tiny. Right, over on the chop saw. You can come with me. I made a fucking hideous job of that. But not all is lost. Hang on. Wait. So I need to cut a little bit of this engineering timber to fit in here now. Right, that has got me to around about the right height. And it looks alright actually. Got a bit of a step in there. We can screw that one down through. That's going to lock everything in place because there's still a little tiny step there. Not a teeny tiny step. This has basically been the shittest episode I've ever filmed. Everything I'm doing, I'm like, fucking you absolute klutz. You thought I was going to say cunt then, didn't you? But it's not that sort of channel, so calm yourselves down. I'm going to draw a line under it there. That neck is fine, lovely jubbly. I think in the next episode, we will go through getting this attached to the body and carving it because people do want to see that over and over and over again. The episode after that, we'll get some cavities and some carving done, and then we'll come back and see how it's going to be. I think this is going to be a 3-episode wonder. Yeah, next episode, I think we will get this neck cut into the body, and then at least figure out where our Floyd Rose is going to go. And then in the episode after that, we'll get the Floyd in the cavities. We'll get her oiled up with some supersonic oil. You get a fast turnaround on this one, don't you? And away you go. I'll see you later on. Special Wave, thanks for watching. Thanks for enduring this. It's going to be an absolute worldie of a guitar, but the fucking build series is bollocks. Love you. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. You can't get it right all the time. None of the time if you're married.
Today, we're going to offer the Fear Factor juice stand. And this is what we'll be serving. Donkey semen.
Oh my God.
And urine.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Go. Look at her go.
You're burping it up.
Just for the
You're
girls,
burping it
just
up.
for the girls.
Oh, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Bryn's almost done.
Just walk right now.
Done. Bryn's done. Bryn's done. It's all on you, Claire. Come on.
Finish this. Get over with.
Claire, you are a savage. Congratulations. Wow. God. Oh, that was the hardest thing I ever had to watch.
Can I
Listen,
puke now?
Yes, you can puke now. You girls are awesome. You girls are monsters. Even that guy over there is impressed with you. Cheers. You're almost done, dude. Do it. You're almost. Yes. 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 Dude, you are an animal. Yes, man. There you go. You're doing great. You're on pace. You're on pace. You're on pace.
You're great.
Get through it. Get through it. One more gulp and you're done. One more gulp and you're done. One more you go. You got it. Congratulations.
Good job, guys.
What was that like?
It was just like consistency of it and like the taste. I was not expecting it. It was like
Like someone's been eating a lot of hay?
someone's been eating a hell of a lot of hay.